All right, so this is a video that I've been really excited to make. So when I first saw Alpine.js and I saw that I could create an application all within my HTML, like you see here, where I have a variable, I have a function, I was really excited. I thought it was really simple. I thought it was really quick and practical. I thought it was really, really neat, but I was also really concerned about how this would scale. For an example here where I have one variable and one function, it's trivial what's going to happen when I have 30, 40 lines of JavaScript, which is still pretty small. But do I really want that all within an attribute? So earlier in this series, I mentioned that Alpine has a great way of handling that, and now it's time to take a look at that. So this is the application that I'm working with initially. Again, just one variable, one function. Let's look at the new version. So I am hiding a bit of the HTML. I'm going to come back to that later, but it's virtually the same. I do have my JavaScript panel open, and we're going to start actually using it. And you can imagine this being in a script block on an HTML page, or better, in its own JavaScript file. First thing I'm going to add is an event listener. In this case, I am going to wait for the Alpine init event, and this is going to fire when Alpine itself, the actual library, has loaded and is ready to go. Now, this won't do anything, but what we can do after that is that we can actually define an Alpine application. And in this case, I'm going to call it app1, and I'm using alpine.data and an arrow function. And what's cool now is that within here, within this block, I can do the exact same stuff I had in HTML. I can do variables, functions, getters, etc. So I'll just drop that right in there. And the last step is that back on our HTML, we take out all of that code, and now Xdata just points to the name of the application. So I like this. So I still see what Alpine is going to do in my HTML. I have the X model. I have the event handler. It reads to me like I can see what's going to happen basically. But my JavaScript now is in a JavaScript block. I get better code coloring, etc., code hints in my editor, and so forth. And it works the exact same as such. So you don't have to do this. Anything that you can do in Alpine, as far as I know, can be done all within your Xdata attribute if you want. And maybe while you're learning, you could stick in there or stay in there. But I would generally recommend making use of this approach, and this is what you'll see for the rest of the course.